Kinnock.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, does the Prime Minister appreciate that she spoke for the whole country recently when she said that the poll tax had been a huge mistake?
But the right honourable gentleman is mistaken. I never said any such thing. I'm very sorry to disappoint him, but he shouldn't believe everything he reads in the newspapers.
Mr. Speaker, I'm sad that the reports that there was some common sense breaking out in Downing Street appear to have been slightly exaggerated. Is the Prime Minister aware that the costs of administering poll tax are huge? Is she aware that in many areas there is chaos in the collection of poll tax? And does she appreciate that poll tax capping will inflict crippling losses, especially on children's education? When all those things are true, isn't it obvious that the only thing wrong with the saying that poll tax is a huge mistake is that it's a gross understatement?
But the right honourable gentleman never conditions his supplementary questions to my previous replies. Perhaps that is beyond his capacity to think on his feet. With regard to the collection of community charge, the right honourable gentleman and his advisers will be aware that we did accelerate the taxpayers' contribution, the rate support grant, to local authorities so that they got virtually 3 months in place of the 2 months which otherwise they would have got, which gives them a very considerable advantage in cash terms, so that if they put it on deposit, they have a very good extra amount to tide them over any difficulties.
Perhaps the Prime Minister will condition herself to this reality, that all over the country, people under Conservative councils and Labour councils are saying this poll tax is costing us much more than the rates ever did. Where's the sense? Where's the prudence? Where's the fairness in that? Isn't it clear, Mr. Speaker, isn't it clear that such a tax is doomed and it deserves to be, along with the government that invented it?
Of course, I understand that the right honourable gentleman feels strongly about the community charge, especially as he lives in Ealing. Where, of course, having had a Labour council, they had a very high community charge. But who is the right honourable gentleman to talk? We looked at the Labour Party's document only as we'd heard that Labour's Director of Campaigns and Communications promised on the 4th of April that the next major policy statement by the Labour Party will be on the 23rd, 24th of May, which we got. It will contain our fully worked out alternative to the poll tax. And what did we get when we found that? A list of principles followed by this statement. The practical means by which we achieve these aims and principles are set out in a background paper. There's no background paper. The Labour Party haven't a clue.